Hello, welcome back. So, going on with the line traces and the buildable cube, another thing that's a bit of fun is, what if you wanted to use, instead of building like this, which in practice works, but unless you've got your snap to grid thing in there, going, your problem is it's actually in practice very cumbersome to do it like this. So what if you could bring the mouse in and use the mouse cursor to position the cube by hiding and showing the mouse and going from this mode to mouse mode. So that's actually very easy to do. So what we're going to do, we need a key that we're going to use to switch between mouse pointy mode and not mouse pointy mode. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to the edit project settings, and I'm going to use tab for this. So I'm going to go then down to the input, under bindings we're going to go action mapping, and then we're going to call this mouse pointy mode switch. I'm going to hit the keyboard thing and hit tab. So that's it. That's all we need to do. So we're just going to close that. And then we're going to go to our first person character blueprint. And we're going to mouse pointy mode switch. So there we go. So, okay, so we want to flip between the two. Now, there's a few ways of doing this. You can use a flip-flop, you can use a bit of logic with it, but for this I'm just going to use a flip-flop. It works the same way. Flip-flop, or as we call them over here, shoes. Never mind. So what we're going to do is there is this thing called show mouse cursor. Let's take that off sensitivity. There we go. Show mouse cursor. So what this will do is this will show the mouse cursor, and this will hide the mouse cursor. So click that up there. We have to attach the get player controller here. It's just how it works, and that's it. This gives you the bare bones functionality of it. So compile, save in case it crashes, hit play, and there we go. Very simple. So hit tab, and there's our mouse. Oh, but hang on a minute. The viewport's still moving around because we're still pointing at stuff because of we're still reading the mouse input. So we need to go up to here where we've got the inputs. I'm going to extend this comment thing out a bit more. Maybe go a bit higher, lift it up a bit. I'm going to go out further here. There's two ways to do this. One is with a branch and one without a branch, but for the purposes of this I'm going to show you how to do it with a branch. So we're going to get show mouse cursor. And of course the get player controller tack that on there, like so. Right, so now we're going to do, now if the mouse cursor is shown, we want branch. Okay, so if this is true, we want to go and do something else. If it's false, we want everything to function like normal. Branch there, so we've got to put that there, and false, there we go. So hit save, compile, hit play. So that works fine there. Hit that. Oh, we're moving the mouse around again. Hide the mouse, there we go. Right, we're getting somewhere. Okay, so what we now want to do is we want to modify this a bit so that we can take the mouse cursor input and do the line trace underneath the mouse cursor. So it's hide the naughty little event tick. I'm going to take all this here and I'm going to drag it, kicking and screaming over here. Wow, I don't want to move. Okay. Now what we need to do is, because we can't have another, more of these going off to this, what we're going to do is we're going to promote these to variables. So we're going to promote to a variable. Promote to a variable. So start, end, variables. We're just going to do this. Set. Which is going to be here. Plug that in there, and that in there, and go there, and this can go here, and that will work exactly like it did before. It's just we're now consuming two variables. Not much we can do about that. Okay, so we've got that. That's for the, now this mode is fine for the normal pointing and looking. What we want to do though is we need to get the mouse input on the screen. Now in Unreal Engine 4 I don't think the function actually exists. You've got to get it through you've got to get it another way. But in Unreal Engine 5 I believe they actually added a very nice little function that does this for you. So what we're going to do is get player controller, and then we want to do convert mouse location to world space. So straight away you can see where this is coming from. We've got world location and world direction. So we're going to take this and this, and we're going to copy, and we're going to paste, and then what we're going to do is we're going to stick the direction in the same spot. We're going to put that up there, and then what we're going to do is we're going to do a set on that and a set on the end, those two variables. Whoops. Join those two together. We're going to plug that into there exactly the same way as we've done up here. But instead of the execution pin being part of that, we're going to take the execution pin from this side. Now you only really need to take one of these, but why not just take both? And then we're going to plug this up there. So now our line trace should work with the mouse input. So there's that input there. Regular thing there, and then we hit tab, and there we go. We're now able to place with our mouse, and this allows you to do, I find that when you're placing objects, this allows you to get a bit more precision about it, a bit more accuracy. So I mean, yeah, you can do things with it you otherwise couldn't the other way. So yeah, so that's the pointing with the mouse.